Could you put Richard in the car?
Right.
This is Macquarie News, Terry Deer reporting. The people of Australia go to the polls today to elect a new federal government. About 6.5 million electors are entitled to vote, and almost 500 candidates are contesting 125 seats in the House of Representatives. The main parties contesting the poll are the Liberal Country Party coalition headed by Mr. John Gorton and the Labour Party headed by Mr. Gough Whitlam. Vietnam, a new attack on those alleged...
Oh, it's got to be Tiger. Yeah, how do I get it? Where is that? You had a vote Liberal? Vote Liberal, sir.
Vote Labour.
Morning, sir.
Too much Tasker Party?
Morning, madam. How to vote Liberal?
Vote Labour.
Thank you very much.
Channel 9, Mr Gordon. Don't you think after 20 years of Liberal government it's time the Australian voters had a change?
They got a chance to have a change now, and I'm quite sure they won't take it.
Mr Gordon, what have you got to say about the opinion polls showing a massive swing against you?
The only polls worth taking any notice of are the polls which are taking place today.
From a woman's point of view, how do you think you appeal to the Australian woman?
I think I appeal very well indeed.
What votes for you?
Cooley's the name. Cooley?
Henderson, 7 Wyndham Place. Mrs. Kath Henderson.
Fill all the numbers in and bring it back to the box.
If you've got that filled out, come to him. Oh, yeah. No worries.
Fill all the numbers in and bring it back to the box. Thank you.
Work hard. You should have us on TV. Would you sign those papers and bring them back to me?
Yeah. Thank you.
Sydney this afternoon and expressed confidence over his party's showing in today's election. Commenting on adverse opinion polls, Mr Gorton said, "The only poll worth taking any notice of is the one taking place today." A record 499 candidates are contesting the 100 and...
Pittard sends Burke away, but he's sandwiched by Parker and Alvin. From dummy half, Pittard attempts to get South's backs moving. But coming up quickly, Balmain continue holding the Rabbitohs in their own territory. The Premiers are being tackled as the alert Tigers are ready to capitalize on any errors.
John, can you put the peanuts and crisps around, please?
You've got to tune the television.
He will be arriving any minute.
I'm tuning the television.
Will you put the peanuts and crisps around?
Picture's rolling.
Well, it wasn't last night.
It is now.
Just the vertical hold.
I'm doing that.
Well, couldn't you come back to it? Come on, darling. Oh.
The guests will be arriving in a minute.
Well, so what? They're lucky them.
Well, they might like something to eat.
Good evening, James Dibble at the National Election Desk in Canberra. Here tonight to report on what promises to be the most exciting election in decades. Perhaps even the most exciting since 1949, when the Liberal Country Party coalition took office. Our ABC News commentators and journalists agree so far that the figures are far too small to indicate any definite trend. But there does appear to be some favourable indications for the Labour Party in all three states. It's early days yet.
Try and act like a host tonight, will you?
Since when have I been rude to my guests?
It would help if you did a bit more than point them in the direction of the fridge.
It's almost the need.
I'd better have, oh, it doesn't matter. A flagon of claret.
I can't see the point of coming to a party with the sole intention of drinking yourself into a stupor.
Yes, well, that's not the intention. We're celebrating the end of 20 years of Conservative rule. Not ridiculous stuff.
It's just an excuse for a booze-up.
You may not be, but most of the people coming here tonight are going to be very concerned about what happens on that. Very concerned indeed.
Cooley?
Yes.
Since when has Cooley been interested in politics?
Do you know what he told me the other day? He said this election is the most important in the country's history. Cooley.
Bullshit!
Simon, Jody, what a coincidence. Just talking about you.
Hi.
Nothing bad, I hope? No. On the contrary. Kath and I were just saying you'd had a touch of refinement at the party.
Hi, Kath.
Hello, Jody. Simon?
Yes, there'll be a few grotty types here tonight, I'm afraid. I take your,
Wrap.
wrap.
Hope we didn't come too early.
Oh, no. We're running a bit behind.
Oh, look, you two go and get dressed. Simon and I can look after ourselves.
Yeah. Dressed? We are dressed. What do you think it was, a fancy dress ball? Yeah.
Will you excuse me? I've got a few things to finish out here.
Oh, I'll just put those in the laundry, will you, Simon?
Another marginal New South Wales seat, Hume, the ALP candidate, Mr. Ollie, has a lead of nearly 100 votes over the sitting Country Party member, Mr. Pettit, with a little over 900 votes counted. In Victoria, the ALP has leads in several seats held by the government. Mr. Child is leading the government whip, Mr. Fox, in Henty by about 80 votes, but only 700 votes have been counted. In Holt, Mr. Oldmeadow of the ALP has a lead of 100 over the sitting member, Mr. Reid, with about 1,100 votes counted already. In Hotham, the Minister for Customs and Excise, Mr. Chip, has
I've overdressed, haven't I?
Oh, don't worry about that. No one's going to give us stuff.
I've got plenty of casual gear, but I just didn't think. What sort of people are coming?
Oh, they're mainly friends of mine.
Are they all Labour?
Well, they're all left of centre.
Should have worn my casual gear.
Where's Don going?
I don't know.
Did he get your drink?
No.
Did Don get you a drink?
No, I don't think he did.
Don? Will you pour your guests a drink?
He's
not here.
66 to 59. At this stage
Well,
in the
where is
count,
he?
the government
He's in
has
there.
134 seats.
It's all right.
The ALP has
thanks,
39
Simon.
seats, leaving in doubt 52 seats, though, of course, that does include the...
Were you and Don at our last barbecue?
No, I don't think we could make it. I think Don had something else on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was just as well in a way, because it rained all afternoon. Oh, it's all right, because I put the barbecue under canvas just in case, and when it got cold, the guests just came inside.
Don would never think of taking precautions like that. He'd just look up at the rain and say, well, that buggers that, doesn't it?
Vermouth and dry, Jody?
Please.
The Australia Party vote is up substantially.
You having trouble?
The dry.
Oh, I told Don to get dry.
Don!
Don!
What? That's all right, after you.
Did you get that dry, Ginger?
I knew I forgot something.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Gin will be fine.
I wish Don would take lessons from you.
I regard the difference between those two figures as very significant because the Australia Party preferences are recommended to Labor, whilst the DLP preferences are recommended to government. And whilst we don't know exactly where those figures are coming from, they are looking good for the Australian Labor vote. And the other point is that the damage...
What is that in aid of?
Just thought I'd embarrass everybody.
Take it off.
He just did it so I wouldn't feel so overdressed.
Do you want to go on with more seats, or... Right?
Take it off.
Jesus, you're a humorless bitch. Come in.
Must have come to the wrong address.
If you're going to look like a butler, behave like one.
Oh, of course, milady.
What's all this? Huh? Fucking penguin.
No, a bit of a joke.
How are things?
Better after tonight.
Do you think we're going to win?
Win?
Nothing short of lands. You think so?
Listen, I had a few beers with Whitlam's press secretary last Thursday, and he reckons they took a private poll which gave Labour 52%.
52%?
Yeah, some of the big boys are shitting themselves. Hello, Cap.
Hello, Mal.
Have a look at that. No crap. Beautiful.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Kath.
Oh, sorry. Mal and Jenny, this is Simon and Jody.
Hello.
Yes, there'll be a new government by midnight. Make no mistake about that.
You want a beer, Jim?
Yes, that's it. Can we...
Thermos and dry.
Sorry, there's no dry. Sorry. I'll get you gin.
No, Eden Monero. Let's... Malcolm, go ahead.
Lovely dress. Jodie, isn't it? Oh, that's right. Terrible with names. Wish I'd worn something more casual.
No, it's fine. Type of thing I'd like to wear if we could afford it.
This is held for the Liberal Party by the Minister of the Navy, Dr. Mackay.
Yes, they are early figures, but they do tend to look good for the Labor Party.
I take it, Mal, that you'll be hoping for a Labor victory tonight.
I take it we all will.
Oh, no, I'm pretty neutral.
Whitlam said that Casey was the litmus seat, and I haven't actually seen any figures for Casey yet to see how his...
What about you, Jody? Are you neutral too?
Oh, no, I vote Liberal.
Oh, that's very courageous.
What, voting Liberal?
No, admitting it. Very courageous.
Bet you won't speak to me again now.
Well, on the contrary. Makes you very interesting.
Bloody dinner suit.
All right, everyone, out of the kitchen. I'm about to unwrap my pornographic object. Ta-da! Hi, Kath. G'day, Jenny.
Hello, Mac.
G'day, Shithead. Where's the dreaded Ruth?
I've left her.
Oh. Oh, sorry, mate, I didn't know.
And this is held by Dr. Malcolm Mackay.
Who's this gorgeous woman? Jody. Oh, and Simon. That's Mac.
Sorry about the wife.
When?
3 days ago.
Well, where are you living?
Oh, I'm still at home.
And that's Grain.
Well, it was easier for her to shift out than me.
Labour seat.
Where's Cooley?
Suburbs of Sydney.
The DLP last year were talking about switching preferences, and Senator Gare was behind that move. But they switched back this year.
Do you know what Gare's been saying in private? What? The university should stop teaching courses in politics because they're breeding grounds for revolutionaries. What?
Joking.
I know.
You must admit it's getting a bit much.
What is?
Well, when I went to the university, I went there to learn, not to take over the place.
I don't want to sound offensive, but you sound like a young liberal.
Jody is a self-confessed right-winger.
Really? How interesting. I never met anyone who voted Liberal in my life. Can't think how they keep winning.
They'll win this one, too. Oh, thanks, Don.
Seat of Hume. Another key seat. The Country Party.
She needs a good, long, hard talking to, should be.
What do you do, Simon?
Oh, well, I work...
The last time I...
Simon's an accountant.
No, come on.
well, actually, I'm an industrial accountant.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad. It does get a little humdrum at times, but then, well, I suppose most jobs do, don't they?
If she was a tiger between the sheets, for instance.
What does your firm make, Simon?
I mean, a man could put
Plastic pressings.
enthusiasm.
Well, have you ever, noticed a truck going around a corner? Well, you know how they make their road signals using a yellow plastic hand on the end of a long lever?
No,
Well, we make those yellow plastic hands.
Really, I mean something.
What does your husband do, Jenny?
He's a professional bullshit artist.
Well, that must be very...
Mal's a management consultant. He's doing very well at the moment.
No. But suck one.
You got a headache?
Oh, migraine.
You want an aspirin?
No, doesn't help.
But for not ringing.
Would you excuse me for
Right
a
in
while?
front of him. You think you got troubles?
It's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Does Jenny often get headaches like that?
Only at our parties.
Simon, old cock. Do you mind if we tell your wife a dirty story?
No, why not? She's used to it.
Who says she's used to it?
Oh, bloody liar.
Well, Mr. Jeff Bate, the sitting member.
Now, Jodie, have you ever hunted ducks?
No.
No, I don't want to hear anything filthy.
Well, you wade through the shallows with your rifle at the ready.
Duck hunters use shotguns, you know.
I like to give the ducks a chance.
Oh.
Right, here I am, the duck hunter, wading through the shallows.
Wading.
Ooh, itching for a duck.
Wading.
Ooh. All of a sudden, oh, nature calls. You sure you want to hear this? Oh. Oh, it leaves a nasty taste.
Jodie,
What?
would you mind giving the babysitter a bit of a ring just to make sure that the children went down all right?
Simon, ring her yourself.
Country Party, and he's trailing the ALP candidate in primaries. We have the ALP to contend with there, and also...
Hey, that might be the old Cooley.
Evening.
My God, we've got all
Still
four.
rather small, though, on a total count of 53,000.
Oh, we'll hide that. Hey, everybody, this is Evan and Kerry. That's Mac, Mal, Jodie, Simon,
Kerry, was it?
No, her.
Kerry?
How's the election going, Don?
Oh, it's a bit early to tell yet, mate, but it looks like a bit of a swing.
Would you like a drink, Kerry?
Thanks, Scotch on the rocks.
Scotch on the rocks.
Is this the first time you've been here since you moved in? Yes, I think it is. Yes, of course, you must show me the place. If you'd like to. It's nowhere near as interesting as
Scotch on the rocks, Kerry.
Thank you. But we are starting to get it into shape at last. Oh, it's very tasteful. Oh, yes, it's all you can. He does the trees.
Women.
Yes. Houses and babies. I knew a couple once who spent every second of their spare time renovating. Crazy.
Well, I like renovating.
Yeah, oh, well, it's fair enough if you like it, I suppose.
No, I like it.
It's almost Japanese.
You've done wonders with that terrace, Evan. It's amazing. It was an absolute wreck when he started. Did you finish that studio for Kerry?
Yes, last week.
What do you do when you're not renovating, Evan?
I'm a dentist.
Renovations of the mouth, eh?
Say he's sentimental, but I've always rather liked it.
And what do you do?
Plastic pressings.
Mal.
Psychologist.
Private practice?
No, not really.
Management consultant.
Does Kerry renovate?
She paints.
Oh, dabbles a bit in the oils.
Dabbles. She's had 3 major exhibitions. Four. That's right. Oh, that's right. There was one last month, wasn't there? We couldn't get another one. Sorry about that. Very good reviews, though, didn't it?
Not really.
Didn't it? I thought somebody told me it was very successful.
Well, she sold a lot of stuff, but then well, she's very fashionable at the moment.
Do you know a lot about art, Evan?
A little. Why?
Well, you'd find it hard to communicate with your wife if you didn't, I can imagine.
Oh, Evan's doing fine arts at the uni, part-time, aren't you?
I gave it up.
Yes, I heard it was a tough course.
Well, it crapped me.
Sometimes I think we would have been better going into a new house. The plumbing in old houses is
Eden
terrible.
Monero is one
It
of
certainly is a very convenient layout.
Oh, yes, but your place is so much more attractive and all that wrought iron.
But my kitchen's so tiny, Kath. You should try cooking it.
I'd cook in her kitchen any time.
Could be some changes there before the evening is out.
Does she play around?
Oh, yeah. As long as you're in the top 10 in some branch of the arts.
Stick a paintbrush up your bum and see how you go.
He's probably not feeling very happy there at the moment.
How about a go to?
What do you reckon?
Farah.
No luck.
This is the southwest New South
Depends
Wales
what you mean.
district covering Albury and North
Yes or no?
Sitting member there
Yes.
is Mr. D.E. Fairbairn, and we might wait for the figures. Yes, here they
No,
come.
no.
They're the latest figures posted for Farah.
A beer, a cold beer.
The first summing up of the counting trends to date. The most significant trend to emerge from the early counting has been the marked swing to Labour.
Oh,
a swing of 8%, the biggest since the present party system came into operation. If this trend continues to midnight, Labour will form the new government. On the present figures, Labour is ahead, and possibly wrest the following seats from the government. Even Monero, Barton,
Hey, did you hear that?
Super.
New government before midnight. I hear you're very creative.
Thank you. Are you interested in art?
Oh, very much, yes. I do a lot of photography.
Yes, I've seen your photography.
Is your husband the jealous type?
No, he's more the brooding type. Why?
Well, to be frank, certain men at this party are going to offer themselves to you tonight.
Really? Look, I'm afraid that certain men are going to be rather disappointed.
We've got it fixed now. We're bonding a piece
Which
of
one?
metal across the area where the arm actually fits to the hand.
Definitely get back into office.
How's it going?
Before very long.
Oh, it's touch and go. But I wouldn't mind having a few dollars on a new government by
Labour's
midnight.
also taken Sturt.
Oh, super. It looks like we'll get stirred.
This seat was regarded as being a fairly safe Liberal seat held by Mr. Ian Wilson. for the last
Funnily
3
enough, I was
years.
only having a few drinks with Whitman last week, and he said, Mal, he said, if we get stirred, we've got the whole deal.
You're in politics?
No, psychology executive selection.
Ah. Tell me, do you find you're always analysing people?
Well, it's an occupational hazard.
What can you tell about me?
Well, as a psychologist, I can't help feeling that your physical beauty could have its problems.
Such as?
Well, to put it quite brutally, you have what is called a sought-after quality.
So?
So you'd have no shortage of alternative offers which could place your marriage under some strain.
And what if I refuse these offers?
I don't think you would, really, not all of them.
What makes you say that?
Well, it's a feeling and a professional hunch. You see, a new affair is like an emotional rebirth, and I don't think you deny yourself that experience. For instance, if I was to say to you that I found you very attractive, and I'd be delighted that if we arranged to have an affair, you wouldn't dismiss it out of hand, that you'd consider it.
Yes.
Yes. So let's be frank. I do find you very attractive, and I'll be frank and say that I would like to have an affair with you. And how does that appeal to you?
It doesn't.
Can't win them all.
The night isn't over yet, boy.
G'day, cunt features.
On the south coast, Mr. Jeff Bate, sitting member.
G'day, Cat.
I was telling you about.
Yeah, Cat.
I'm afraid so.
Dom's friends, are they?
Yes, they are.
Endlessly big nerding himself.
What's with the dinner suit?
Going to be in town long?
I'm going back tomorrow.
The seat of Cook
Jealousy
held
is
by
past the
Don
point of
Davey.
being flattering. It's just
And Mr.
ridiculous.
Davey is trailing slightly his ALP
Ah,
opponent.
Granger. Have you met my husband,
Yes, well,
Evan?
those were the same figures we looked earlier.
No, I haven't.
The most significant
How are you?
I believe you're a lawyer.
Some of my clients don't. I've been hearing that your wife's very creative.
I wish the critics thought so.
Why, have they been panning you?
No faint praise.
Moderate praise.
If I was a critic, you wouldn't be getting faint praise. What are they, all poofters?
Not exactly.
Do they ever proposition you?
Look, it's not really as corrupt as all that.
I'll tell you what. If I came to review some hot young chick's etchings, it'd be a case of no route, no review.
You must conduct a very interesting law practice.
Oh, I'm taking a hammering tonight.
Hey, Jenny, you seen Susie anywhere?
With a large number of candidates,
How's Jenny?
Shit ass. What do you two think you're doing?
Piss off, will you?
No. I want a bit of sausage. What's he got that I haven't got?
Sex appeal.
Kath will kill him.
You want another drink?
No, thanks.
Listen, what?
You took long enough to come and speak to me.
You're lucky I came to speak to you at all.
Why's that?
I don't usually make a habit of speaking to hostile bitches in corners.
I don't make a habit of speaking to incorrigible lechers.
Yeah, probably pinched them from the education department.
Parties and
Stand around.
trailing very much behind the ALP candidate.
I just don't
I'm not surprised. Just carrying the last couple
of New England, Party area, rich pastoral and agricultural
Hi.
lands.
I was just admiring your decor. Oh, it's a bit unadventurous. It's fine. The trouble with decor is that if your tastes change after you've done it, then you're stuck with it.
Do you ever look at someone and something clicks and you say, bang, I want him? Physically?
No.
Do you believe in honesty?
Yes.
Do you mind if I'm honest?
No.
I want to screw it on.
Well-to-do Harbourside suburbs, Mosman and Seaforth, up to the northern beaches like Manly. The sitting member, Mr. Michael McKellar, is very safe there on 22,000 odd. Seat of Wentworth in the eastern suburbs, similar to Warringah.
Honestly, Grange. The taste in women's becoming more adolescent as the years go by.
Oh, now, just a minute. Susan's very intelligent.
Big tits, cow eyes, vacuous chatter. I think you started your middle-aged virility fantasies already. What happened to your receptionist? She was nice.
She had a virgin brain. No original thought had ever penetrated.
She was a bit
Dumb.
At least she was over 18. You got a prejudice against older women.
No. When I was 17, I stuffed a 50-year-old barmaid in the old man's pub. She just kept saying, thank you, thank you.
How did you take it?
She didn't say anything.
She's on antidepressants.
Should have told me.
Do you think I should go and talk to her?
Yes, I think you should.
Your style has changed quite a lot in the last couple of years. You see, I'm at a state quite often, okay, and that sort of thing, golf frequently, you know.
How's your old man treating you?
Oh, I'm a real bitch to him sometimes. Aren't I?
Oh, I'm neutral.
He's been following that Kerry woman around like a puppy dog.
I wouldn't worry.
I'm not. He's only ever made it with one other woman since we've been married. So surprised you ran home to show me the scratches on his back.
Oh, sorry,
No, where you go?
Seat of Blaxland, the southwestern suburbs of Sydney.
You know many of the people here?
No, do you?
No. No, I think they're mainly Don's friends.
Pretty extrovert lot, aren't they?
I think they're a bunch of shits.
Yeah.
The most outstanding feature of this election is the uniformity of the swing. It's the most
You got 'em ready, son.
Kiss it in, mate.
Oh,
that's terrific.
Everywhere in the whole
Sorry to say this, lad, but it looks as if the Libs have had the Richard.
Oh, well, I suppose a change won't do all that much harm.
Might even do a bit of good, too, you know, in small ways like health, education, social welfare.
Shut up, shithead.
I'm having a serious political discussion. If you don't want to participate, piss off.
And how old is your youngest?
Have you ever sat down and really thought about what you're doing in life?
We've got a very clear idea of what we're doing.
Yeah, planted in your skull by some advertising copywriter.
What?
Now, would it be true to say that you are contemplating selling your $40,000 house and taking out a mortgage on a $60,000 dwelling?
How did you know?
Never mind about that, but what I would really like to know is what are your motives for this particular piece of insanity?
I'll hit you with my beer mug in a minute.
I'm thinking of having another baby.
You don't have to answer him.
Oh, I'll answer him.
Oh, you can't get pregnant in a $40,000 house. It's too cheap an ass, is it?
We need the space.
Bullshit, you got 4 bedrooms already. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's status. That's what it is, the whole thing. Status. S-T-A-T-U-S.
The government's been in power for a long time, has begun to run out of ideas, has begun to get panicky. The opposition's beginning to look, for the first time, like a really good alternative government. How much has it cost the Labor Party to fight this election in New South Wales alone? Oh, about $200,000.
Are you particularly interested in this election? Not much. Me neither.
Well, look, it doesn't make much difference who gets in, does it? I mean, I'll still be able to take home $20,000 a year, clear. That's not bad for extracting the odd molar.
Are you a socialist?
Yes. Yes, aren't you?
Well, yes, in a way. Well, I suppose all of us are socialists, in a way. Well, it's just that I think, well, it's the profit motive that keeps the old economy ticking.
Look, I think we had better stop discussing politics. Otherwise, I might end up landing you one on the jaw. Have a beer.
I think I'll let the fire die down a bit before we put the meat on. It's, I've built it up a bit too much. You better hold the pizzas off for a while until I get the meat cooked, eh?
Why don't you go and bore someone else?
S-T-A-T-U-S. S-T-A-T-U-S.
All right, you've convinced everyone you can spell now. Piss off.
It's got nothing to do with it.
Like hell it hasn't.
Are you usually as rude to people as you're being at the moment?
Well, what do you expect when you come here trumpeting your conservatism as if God should kiss your ass for it?
Oh, I didn't trumpet it.
At least Simon had the grace to lie that he was neutral.
Oh, that's not...
Now, what about all the poor
I wasn't lying.
All right, OK, I'll take that back. You weren't lying.
I mean it, I wasn't lying.
All right, all right.
When someone calls me a liar, I believe I'm entitled to object.
You are perfectly entitled to object.
Right.
Now, shut up. I'm having an argument with your wife, all right? Pea-brain?
I'm sorry, Don, but when the level of argument degenerates into personal abuse, it's time to leave.
Personal abuse? What do you mean, personal abuse?
What do you think calling me a pea-brain is?
Accurate!
What?
Cut it out, Simon. Well, he's a fucking pea-brain.
Well, cut it out!
Cut it out! Fucking pea-brain!
So, we'd no sooner landed and ordered a drink than he announces that he's Randy.
Me? The first words he said were, let's get ourselves a screw, cool.
Absolute lie.
My success with women affects this little runt.
Absolute fucking ratchet lie. Anyway, to get on with the story, there we are in the restaurant. We gaze over the restaurant and we see these 2 magnificent-looking waitresses.
Absolute rat shit. The bottom of the barrel.
You seemed quite enthusiastic at the time.
You're my friend. You want something? I get it for you.
Isn't he sickening?
So, we sat down and ordered this meal.
At this stage, I did nothing more than to throw in a few quick quips to establish myself as a man of refinement and wit.
Oh, yes, such as, hi, gorgeous, care for a screw?
Now, the secret is to wait for the right moment and come in on the right question. Where are you from? Asks one of them. Why, South Africa, I replied.
South Africa? Why would anyone want to say they came from South fucking Africa?
Oh, I never mix politics and sex.
Oh, the pizzas. Would anyone like a pizza?
Hey, barbecue's ready.
Excuse me.
Okay, everyone, come on.
There are plates and salad on the patio.
Well, Cooley got into his bird, but mine was biologically indisposed.
No, I mean the Angos.
Most disgusting thing I can remember is the night I met him in this little bistro.
Now, that bistro was #1. From Wednesday night onwards, you couldn't get in there for medium to good quality secretarial twat. Now, no sooner had Malcolm arrived than this great bird walked past. You want my body, don't you, I said, which is a pretty standard approach of mine over the years. Enter the tooth fairy.
You hungry?
What's wrong?
Oh, this party shits me.
Do you want to go home?
Do you?
I promised I'd drop in and see Cam. I told you.
You've been with him all afternoon.
He's nearly finished the work for his exhibition and he wants me there to comment. It's exciting.
It's about time you concentrated on your own work.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, maybe the critics had a point.
I thought you said you couldn't understand their jargon.
I can understand words like sloppy and self-indulgent. What time can I expect you home?
Jesus, I thought we discussed all this.
Look, I'm not putting a curfew on you. I just want to know whether it's worth my waiting up, that's all.
I knew our marriage would be a disaster.
Look, it is not a disaster!
Then why don't you put a ball and chain on me? That's what you want, isn't it? Now, may I have my pizza?
There's your bloody pizza!
Is there any
Masses of onion in it. Matt, would you like some salad? Matt, do you want salad? Would you like
Crack the grains yet? Well, we cracked the grains. I thought it would be a good time to have steaks and have a beer.
I hope it's all right.
This is well, actually, it rained all afternoon. Well, it didn't matter, because I put the canvas out all over the top just in case it rained. And when it got cold, the guests went inside, so... Wasn't she? I mean... Well, what's wrong with her anyway?
Did you think
Hello, Shirley. Good job, guys. Before you went. Here's a guy. I mean, really. In certain ways.
Better move your car, mate. Evan can't get out.
Yeah?
Hit me on the back.
That is very nice.
Troubles?
I'm supposed to forego any meaningful involvement with anyone but him. I mean, all right, so I'm involved with other men. So what? He knows I don't do it to spite him. It's just so bloody immature. I mean, writing anything lately?
Got a poem published last week.
Marvellous. Where?
Newspaper.
Marvellous.
It was shit.
Hello, gorgeous. Care for a screw?
He used to say fuck.
Oh. Any particular reason for the change?
Yeah, I get more fucks when I say screw.
Is he always like this?
It's just his tough exterior. Underneath is a sensitive, vulnerable man. It's true. He once screwed a woman with a tin leg out of sheer pity.
She was very well adjusted, except that her kneecap squeaked.
You would be the coarsest, most sex-obsessed person I have ever met.
And a fine sexual technician to boot.
Who says?
I says.
You could be overestimating yourself.
I could be.
It's the first piece of modesty I've heard from you all night.
I just threw it in to intrigue you.
I'm a little intrigued.
You're more than a little intrigued.
How would you know?
I know a woman on heat when I see one.
Oh, how?
Their eyes moisten.
Oh, yes, lucid.
I have other tests.
Right.
Liberal seat, and at the moment it doesn't look quite as safe as it used to be. It's a Middle North Shore Home Unit Development area. Sitting member Sir John Kramer, the Liberal Party. Next seat, Brown.
Slut.
Another one regarded as safe Liberal in Sydney's more affluent suburbs on the northern line to Hawke Street, held in the previous Parliament by Mr T. Hughes. A seat of Blaxland, the southwestern suburbs of Sydney.
You might fill a few of those empty glasses out there.
They don't fill them themselves, they got legs.
You're the one who throws these bloody parties, and you won't even accept the responsibility of looking after your guests.
Bradfield, which was in 1948, regarded as a safe Liberal seat, and that was...
I didn't mean anything worse. I mean, don't get the obvious where you live. I suppose I'm just...
You made some sort of arrangement with my husband?
No.
Doesn't actually grow on you, does he?
I'm sorry. I guess I was a little bit naive. I sometimes get strongly attracted to someone.
Do you? No. Sometimes.
You ever felt yourself strongly attracted to women?
No.
Something to be ashamed of if you have.
Oh, but I haven't.
Carrie's very beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, she's very attractive.
She's really beautiful.
Next, now we're bonding a piece of metal across the area where the arm actually fits to the hand.
Jesus.
A lot of women find him very...
Excuse me, Kath. Have you seen Carrie?
Isn't she outside? Shit. Where's Cooley?
You know what their marriage is like.
Well, don't blame me.
You must admit it's exciting.
I hope you're satisfied. Go on, make a fool of yourself, as usual. Go on.
Call him off, will you? Listen, you bastard, get outside. Get outside. Bastard, get outside. Just get outside. Go on.
Oh, for God's sake.
Get outside.
That's your age.
Outside.
You don't beat people up just because they take a liking to your wife.
Outside.
Get outside, get outside. What are you, a fucking parrot? Look, I don't care what the circumstances are. You don't go interrupting a man and a woman at their most intimate moment. Look, I'll tell you something. I wouldn't like to be in your shoes if you hit me. I'll sue you for assault. I'm a lawyer.
I'm going to smash your bloody teeth in.
He's a dentist.
Stop this at once. Stop acting like a damned adolescent.
You stop acting like a bloody nymphomaniac.
Look, if you're not prepared to allow me some degree of emotional autonomy, then that is it.
Emotional autonomy. When you start screwing oaths like that, is emotional insanity.
Oaths? Hey, look, fella, get your facts straight before you start calling people names.
Well, let's face it. When you start screwing boorish, loud-mouthed oaths...
Hey, look, what's so special about her anyway? I scored the National Charity Queen 2 years in a row.
Get your things. Get your things.
If you think this is giving you some sort of moral leverage over me, you're wrong.
Look, are you coming or aren't you?
I am not your personal chattel.
And I am taking steps to make sure that I am not yours.
Are you threatening me?
Well, you just work that out for yourself. Are you coming?
No.
Look, I will ask you once more.
You can ask me as many times as you like.
And that's your final answer?
Yes.
Well, right.
Don't show your face near again, you shit.
Oh, talk about coitus interruptus.
No way. I'm not going to knock it.
Go and give her a drink.
I'm going to shoot myself. If those bastards get back in, I'm going to shoot myself.
I thought we were winning.
Oh, it's stuff. 16 of the 18 doubtfuls are going to the Liberals.
When did you hear that?
5 minutes ago. Fucking bastards are getting back in on the DLP preferences. It's stuff.
My old man used to vote DLP.
Yeah. I had an argument with him once. Didn't like the Permissive Society. Wanted to return to Catholic moral purity.
He was the last of the great Catholic shaggers. He died on the job, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, by the time they got him dressed, they couldn't put his teeth back in. Have you got any of those photos?
What photo?
Of me and your wife.
Oh, of course. I carry a couple of dozen around my wallet.
Did they turn out all right?
Jesus, Curly, Ruth and I have just separated. Doesn't it mean...
Yeah, well, look, it's a bit disconcerting for a man to realise that there are pornographic photographs of him floating around.
Well, they're selling very well.
Oh, there's no one else here.
Now, look out, look out.
Get out.
Oh, you bit
Sorry, mate.
Hey, oh!
Hey,
stop. Here we go.
Hey, don't do it.
Hey, let me...
Here, mate.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Hey, you really selling those photos?
Yep.
What are they worth?
$8 set of 6.
Save us a couple, will you? Matte or gloss?
Matt.
Matte.
Why did I do it, Cools?
What?
Ask her to seduce my friends. I think I was curious. She didn't respond to me, so I wanted to see whether she did with other men.
She didn't respond much to me, mate.
Don't crap, I was in the bloody cupboard.
Anyone for a swim?
Don, don't be ridiculous. We can't use the Mitchells' pool.
If they're rich enough to take the whole family for a trip to Japan, they can bloody well lend us their pool.
Liberal voting turds.
Oh!
Susie, you're gonna
No, we kicked the ball in.
Come on.
You have to go in and get the ball.
Come on.
We're having terrible trouble with young Richard at the moment.
Oh, they're easy at Richard's age. You just wait till he's a bit
Don't let's
older.
talk about babies.
Votes have to be taken into account there. They'll have quite an influence.
You wait till you've had some yourself.
Now
I'm
we
not.
have the figures for line this time.
They don't turn me on, I'm afraid.
The ALP candidate on
How can you tell what your real feelings towards children are until you've had some yourself?
That's like saying you ought to eat shit in case it tastes like watermelon.
All I can say is that having sex for its own sake is a rather hollow motive.
Oh, come on, Jenny.
Well, some people carry on as if it's the only thing in life.
Who, me?
I wasn't referring to anyone in particular.
Look, if you think I enjoy being mauled by your randy husbands, then you're wrong. Men are pigs.
Yes. I must apologise for Evan.
Yes, he did sound a little upset.
Oh, Kate is always going off about something or other. If you ask me, he had good cause. You're entitled to your opinion. Well, I mean, I like Cooley as a person. I can't see what anyone would see in him as a man.
A lot of women find him very attractive.
Must have hidden talents.
He certainly isn't hiding them at the moment.
We have nothing in Phillip at the moment.
What is Cooley like in bed?
Well, he's not all that big, but he's energetic for his age. And inventive. Don plods on for hours. Bores me stupid. Ah, the long, slow grind.
Tom Uren for the ALP, sitting member.
What's Simon like, Tony? He's not as big as my father. What? Oh, I used to see him under the shower.
You can't always tell when they're on the slack.
I don't think that anatomical details are very important. Surely it's the feeling between people that counts.
Yes, I've known some fine little pricks in my time.
No, seriously. I mean, women become attracted to other women.
Ugh. Thought of touching another woman's body makes my flesh crawl.
Why? The female body is infinitely more beautiful than the male.
How do women, do it?
Well, they...
Righto, ladies, come on. It's sorry, mate. It's time to dance. Hi, Simon Alcock. Don't just stand there like a stuffed dummy.
Well, this Angas looks a rather nice little drop. Doesn't look
Our
dry,
conservative friend knows a good red when he sees one.
Taro, running around Tea Tree Gully.
Are you going to give me some, Simon?
Hey, it's about time we made our move, mate. Look, this is no time to get cold feet, my boy.
Actually, I must get across to the Barossa again pretty soon. The old cellar's getting pretty depleted.
When were you over there last?
Oh, about 3 years ago. Brought back 14 dozen bottles, mainly reds. But there was the odd case of white.
Well, that's a coincidence. I was over there 3 years ago.
Well, that's very interesting. Actually, there's nothing like a trip to the vineyards, is there?
Right, right. Mind you, my trip wasn't all roses. No, about halfway around the circuit, I picked up this stomach wog and started shitting like a camel. No, actually, to be more accurate, it was more of a dribble. Well, because I'd been tasting wine and eating cheese for days, the old sphincters didn't have anything solid to come to grips with. It stung like a bastard, too. But I was buggered if I was going to let any stomach wog get the better of me, so I stuffed a newspaper down my strides and did a quick change after every winery. I find that if I have a good, solid shit at about 8 o'clock in the morning, the rest of the day just falls into place. Do you shit at a regular time of the day, Simon?
Oh, look, do we really have to...
What about you, Susie?
No.
You're not the constipated type, I hope.
Well, do you really think that excretion is an interesting topic of conversation?
Well, we all have to do it.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
What are you? An anal prude?
Now, look, I just don't enjoy talking about shitting.
You probably don't even enjoy shitting.
Excuse us, Kath. It's getting pretty late. Jodie, I think it's about time we went home.
Oh, I'm just starting to relax.
I hope I haven't offended you, old chap. I was just telling him about this terrible
Look, I'm
experience.
tired. I'm really feeling tired.
Oh, I'm not. You go home and get some sleep, dear. I'll get a taxi.
I'd prefer it if you came with me.
Why?
I just would.
Are you worried about me doing something?
No.
Well, go home and get some sleep then.
Well, what am I going to tell the babysitter when I get home without you?
Stuff the babysitter.
Thanks, Kath. Jodie's not feeling too tired, so she'll be staying just a bit longer.
Oh, fine. Sorry, Simon. Don.
Are you going now, Simon?
I must say, I didn't realise that university-educated people could be so bloody uncouth.
The Prime Minister, Mr. John Gorton, has claimed to have been returned to office with a narrow majority in today's federal election. Mr. Gorton...
Thanks for the hospitality, Don.
You go?
Yeah.
I'll drive you, eh?
I called a cab, thanks.
You going home? What are you going to do about Evan?
I don't know. It's quite a problem, really. But I think it's just one of those unfortunate situations where one partner develops and the other one doesn't.
Now, be a good girl and take this. And catch a cab back to the hotel, and I'll see you a little later.
I want to stay.
You want to stay?
Mm.
Why do you want to stay?
Why do you? Thanks, Don. Bye.
Hey, wait a minute!
Sorry, taxi's waiting. Gotta run.
Suggested a big swing to Labor when in fact there was very little swing.
Cook wrote something on
Marriage. Marriage.
You know what's wrong with our marriage?
What?
The size of your thing.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. Just got an obsession about it.
Still. If it is just an obsession, then how come you can't have an orgasm?
How can I have an orgasm when I'm worrying about you worrying about the size of your member?
Size isn't important. It's not small. I just think it is.
The real problem with our marriage is money.
Money? You earn twice what I do.
Why are you pointing at me?
Extravagance. Extravagance! My son has a cashmere coat worth $60. He's worn it twice. Twice!
It's none of my business. But I was surprised when Don told me you'd spent over $400 on the kids' Christmas presents last year.
And who told Don?
I did. I did. She uses those kids as a status symbol. Rip into the bitch.
And we weren't impressed to hear that you'd thrown a fully catered-for dinner party a week after we lent you the money.
30 dozen oysters and French champagne.
Well, at least when I throw a party, I don't feed my guests. stand the sight of them a minute longer.
At least we live within our means.
I don't mind lending money to people if they really need it.
Oh, for God's sake, Mel. Write them a cheque.
Right. Davey's so ridiculous. I won't take it. Don't be so ridiculous. There's absolutely no need. $2.
That's all there is in there. Jenny just bought a swimming pool for the kids. Jealousy and possessiveness, I mean, it should be the most natural thing in the world for me to say to you, Don, why don't you have Jenny for the night?
I don't think we could fit 3 in the bed.
What happened to you?
He fell asleep.
It should be the most natural thing in the world.
Well, of course it should.
Oh, it should it?
Yes, it should.
It's funny how you never have the guts to champion wife swapping until you've had a gutful of beer.
That's right. Sorry, Don. I'm afraid that is one of your natural failings. A lack of moral courage.
Is that so?
Now, don't take this as an insult, fella. But you are a weak turd. Now, 10 years ago, you'd written me off. No, now come on. You'd written me off. Thrown out of academia just because it wouldn't take a stupid PhD. Now, let's not be modest.
Let's not be modest.
Let's not be modest. But I dug in my toes and I fought back because there's iron in my soul.
Now, just a minute. The day you were booted out of the uni, I said, mark my words, that man is down, but he's not out. If anybody is going to make $1 million, he will.
I remember that. And I was flattered.
Wasn't meant as flattery. It was in recognition of your talents for obsequiousness and bullshit.
I know how it was meant, but I still took it as a compliment. They were great days, weren't they?
Oh, they were bloody great days.
Bloody great days.
Mal, I'd like you to have Kath for the night.
No. I would like you to have Jenny for the night. Kath.
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean it, you stupid prick.
They were great days, weren't they? They were great days.
Oh, yes. They were great days. Great bloody days. That's why I had to put you on an invalid's diet. Because you couldn't cope with your job or anything else, for that matter. You had ulcers at 24. I had to wash all your clothes, cook all your meals. Because your little mummy hadn't told you. The world is a fucking big place, and nobody gives a stuff about little Donnie Henderson, boy wonder, adolescent genius, and you're a full-grown bomb-out!
Family man, school teacher, gardener, tree surgeon, handyman, good provider.
I had to creep around our flat for years. I had to creep around while Donnie, genius here, tapped out his earth-shattering novel, which was to place him, and I quote, among the all-time fucking greats.
I've never said that. That's a lie. I've never said
I had
that.
to wait 7 years! 7 years before I was allowed to have a child. Jesus Christ. I wasn't allowed to do pottery until last year because you considered it so mundane. You make me sick, Henderson. You really shit me.
I'm going to bed. Kelly, I'd like to apologise.
You shit me even more.
Why? What have I done?
You don't have to do anything, Sutherland. You're just a born shit.
You leave him alone.
You shit me too.
Feeling is mutual.
And make sure we get the rest of the money by the end of the week. Your idiot of a husband earns twice as much as mine does.
That just shows you what an idiot your husband is.
I'm going to bed.
So you keep saying.
Listen, we mustn't let this little argument upset our relationship.
If you think that marriage is so bloody boring, you can get out and you can take your kid with you.
It's not my kid.
I think she might have been talking to me.
Oh.
Where are they?
Oh. We didn't do anything, Simon. Simon, we didn't do anything.
Oh, fuck.
Stop it! Stop it! Just go home, the lot of you. Go home. Don, come to bed.